There was an old well near grandparents' house, but as long as I can remember, no one drew water from there, neither 10 years ago nor 20. Even my grandfather said that there had been no water ever. My grandma scared us by saying that there was a hag in the well. We laughed at it for a long time with my brother Max. She once told us a terrible story about this well. This house was built by my grandfather back in 1952. My grandparents got married and moved to this new house, and my grandfather dug a deep well since there was no plumbing. But he didn't get to the water. He said it was flagstone and let the digging go. The well was nailed down till better days, and water was drawn from a public water pump next to the house. One day, somebody started pulling out the boards from the well at night. Moreover, it was pulled out from the inside. Then, someone stole chickens and even sheep. Grandfather refused to believe in hags and did not fill in the well, hoping that water would appear soon. And one night, or should rather say already in the morning, Grandma saw the very creature that climbed out of the well. It had pale skin, looked very thin, a bag of bones, and with huge fingers. Based on the description, it was very similar to the so-called rake. The well hadn't been filled in for many years, but it was nailed down with oak plants this time. Grandparents died, and that something in the well was forgotten. My father, for some reason, did not know these stories at all. Then that house became something like a summer vacation spot for us. And one summer, I don't know how it popped into our heads, me and Max decided to take a look at this creature in the well with our own eyes. Of course, we did not believe in any hags, and we laughed over it. But we wanted so bad to capture a real rake on film. That day, we asked our parents to spend the night outside in a tent. My father supported the idea of a sleepover outside, though my mother was against it. In the yard we turned on a dim old lamp, so we could see at least something. My brother snatched a piece of meat to entice the creature. Night fell. When our parents turned the lights off in the house, we put a piece of raw meat on the boards and got into the tent. Nothing had been happening for almost 2 hours. Max had finished his pack of chips and was already asleep, missing a chance to see the monster, and I barely kept my eyes open. Suddenly, I heard the noise of the sliding boards. I was numbed with terror. I couldn't breathe. I had to wake my brother, but I was afraid to move. Having braced myself up, I overcame my fear and shook him from sleep. I put my finger on my lips to shush him and pointed to the old well. Max looked at me with his eyes wide open. We tried not to breathe, although the breathing and the heart beating seemed very loud to us. Having heard nothing else, my brother threw his hands up and whispered what the hell I had woken him up for nothing. I said that I'd heard the noise of the sliding boards at the well. He didn't believe me and suddenly jumped out of the tent. I wanted to grab his pants, but I didn't. I shivered in my boots, but then I got out of our shelter. I didn't see Max anywhere, and I started panicking. Then he scared me from behind and exploded with laughter. He didn't believe that I heard something, and he went straight to the well. The meat wasn't there anymore. Max accused me of hiding the meat and wanting to scare him. And to prove that he wasn't afraid of anything and didn't believe me, he decided to look into the well. I tried to talk him out of it, but he was determined. He moved aside all the boards and looked inside. He froze. I asked him why he wasn't talking, but he wasn't answering. Now I thought he was kidding me, and I came near the well and looked inside too. There was something at the bottom of the dark well. Something was sitting there and chewing a piece of meat. I was afraid even to scream, but my brother was standing still and was looking down. I screamed. My father turned on the lights in the house and ran out with a flashlight into the yard. I pointed to the well and my father ran there. When he switched on the flashlight and lit the bottom of the well, he saw Max lying there. He was rescued. He broke his arm and was in rough shape. He had scratches all over him. Max was very lucky that he didn't die. Our father did not pay attention to our words and was very angry. He said that Max simply fell down there because of his boyish foolery and said that he would fill in the well the next day and there were no rakes. He did fill in the well. Perhaps the well was somehow connected with the local caves, and that's how the creature came to the surface, I guess. But we saw it. It exists. Maybe it's called something else in other places, but it was him. It was Rake. And we remembered it for the rest of our lives.